tell me a little bit about who you are. Will you introduce yourself?
Okay. Yeah, so I'm Daisy Joy Posada-Draine. I'm from Spokane, Washington. I have 6 brothers and sisters. I'm the daughter of what I fondly say a redneck and a Mexican immigrant. And my parents had 6 kids together in 6 years. And yeah, that really like informs like who I am, the struggles I come from, and like the strength that I come from as well. So yeah. I always thought my dad was amazing, but I didn't know like the impact that he had on other people. And all these people that worked with him or were in community with him, when they came up to me and they were just like, "Do you know that your dad did this for me? Do you know that your dad did this?" When I was a kid, it felt really painful to be poor, because I'm like, dude, we ain't got shit. Like, I wanted to like have like some fucking clothes. I didn't have anything, you know what I mean? Nothing. And so it was just like, but my dad would always make it happen, you know? Like, I wanted a car. I was, 16, I got my driver's license, and then I'm like, okay, I have a driver's license, I ain't got no car. And my dad, this is a true story, he went to a field, dug out this Toyota, 1982 Toyota Tercel, dug it out with some other help of whoever, I don't know, he always had people to help him. So they got it out, and he made it run. True story. And it was like, this copper color, and it was hilarious. It was an eyesore for sure. But like, he made it run so that I had a car, And of course I'm grateful, really. I'm like, this is so ugly. Why do I have the ugliest car? He said, I'm sorry, it's not new. But now I'm like, that is the most beautiful story. Like, what? You like love your kid that much that you would go dig up a car, make it run. Like, that's so beautiful. So that's just a story of like the amount of love that, and like the resiliency and the strength of mutual aid, of people just using our own power to make, and energy and love to make things happen. So yeah. My dad. And then I have 2 kids. One is 9 years old, Lucio, and my older son is 12, and his name is Sabo. And Sabo has autism spectrum disorder, ASD. And that's very much a part of like my advocacy, and the work I do every day is also around him and making sure his humanity and the needs that he has are met. Yeah. Like the dominant culture wants is like certain behaviors. So like a lot of the times in ABA therapy, they're like, look at me. But part of like my son's doesn't like to look at people because it also is kind of painful for him. So we don't need to get certain behaviors for the dominant culture. People with autism get to be whatever they are, and I think it's kind of like both though. Like, to be honest, it's a little bit like, yeah, people on the spectrum need to learn how to navigate the dominant culture that they're in. So let's be real, but also the dominant culture needs to be way more inclusive and be like, okay, you're stemming, that's okay with us. You're making fucking loud ass noises, but that's okay with us because that's just who you are. We as a culture that like excludes people with disabilities need to be way more inclusive. Really, the onus is mostly on us.